This video is brought to you by Lucent Technologies and the letter H. This is the Lucent Technologies 1825 corded telephone with 4 Digitan mailboxes, one of which is worn out, and the speakerphone. This model is very similar to the AT&T 1818. This is the AT&T 1818. Now, I don't know exactly how closely related these telephones are. The model number is only a couple of digits off, but as we've seen with many different products over the years, the model number does not indicate that one is better or the other being a larger number. A larger number also does not necessarily indicate that a telephone is newer than something with a smaller number. I know that this one is newer, I'm just not sure how much newer. Perhaps the letter H can provide some insight onto the timeline of these two telephones, because he's more familiar with that type of stuff than I am. There's definitely some similarities here. We can see the telephone dial numbers, the speakerphone, the volume control. This is all the same. The bottom portion of the telephone here is very similar, and then the answering machine is on the top. So these are definitely descendants of each other. I'm just not sure exactly how far and what timeline. So anyways, let's get this 1818 out of the way. And I need to plug in the testing equipment because I failed to do that prior to the video in typical fashion. There's the phone cord. And I have an AT&T branded adapter, which I think that this AC to AC adapter is period correct, even though the branding is wrong. Well, actually, that is kind of inconceivable because I don't think that the two brands existed at the same time. Well, it's very close in period anyways. So this does not have power indication information, at least not that I can see. Maybe there's some information residing beneath this irremovable. There it goes. Sounds like something is loose inside this telephone. Might be some crumbs, some plastic crumbs. What is this? It needs the stinking batteries? I'm not putting those stinking batteries in there. Hopefully it works without. I didn't get any batteries ready for this video. Yeah, there's absolutely no indication of what type of power adapter it takes, which is annoying. We're going to assume that it's an AC input. I have an AC 9 volts. It's probably 9 or 12. I think it's safer to start with 9, and then if it doesn't work, then we'd have to go with a 12. But I think that this adapter will work. One of the problems with these telephones is that we don't have the manuals for them, or at least I don't, and a lot of other people don't, and they don't seem to be available anywhere on the computer, which stinks. It seems like the only way to really get one is to have, get one new in the box, which I didn't do. Maybe I'll do that someday. I actually have the AT&T 1817 here in the box, which I'll go ahead and show that one too, because that's a pretty cool phone. This is currently on the phone display, and I got a steal on this one. I got it for $3 at the OK Will. This one is pretty much the same thing with only one mailbox as opposed to 4 with one that's worn out. I wonder if this has a manual in here. Well, yeah, this is brand new, and it sure is weird to look at one of these telephones and see it not yellowed. And here it is. I really should do a video on this too. Hopefully it still works. Wow, that's in pristine condition. And there is a manual here. And it's likely that some of the features are kind of a crossover. But see, this one is the AT&T and this one's Lucent, so I really don't know how that works. Well, this is part 2. Hopefully there's part 1 somewhere. Please read part 1, or where the heck is it at? Well, anyway, so there's that. We'll look at this in another production. But here's the AC adapter. And this AC adapter is 9 volts AC, so I think we're good with the adapter. Alright, I'm going to close this up. We'll keep that for another day. But there's that. These are really cool boxes. Let's put this back on the shelf here. I've got quite the array of AT&T telephones piling up over here. And it's a very cool display with all these boxes. I always like the boxes for stuff because the boxes at this point are much more rare than the telephone itself or whatever the item is. There's very few people would keep the boxes for this type of stuff over the years. Okay, let's go ahead and get this connected to the telephone line. I'm kind of curious to see what type of operation it has with just line power. I hope that it would at least be able to ring with some type of piezo ringer and make basic calls. And it doesn't seem like it will. Maybe it would if there was batteries, I don't know. I'll go ahead and call it up just for the curiosity of it. Nothing.
8 old messages. To delete all messages.
Even this stinking wire is yellowed. These adapters are a little bit hard to find. AC to AC is kind of an oddity in this form factor, but the good thing about these is that this is literally just a basic coil, and this should really provide decades upon decades of reliable service. Not that AC to DC ones don't, but when you go from AC to DC, you introduce circuitry, so now you have capacitors that can go bad. I mean, resistors are solid state, those don't usually go bad, but they can. This is a lot more, it's a much more complicated power supply, whereas this, it's literally just a winding. It's very unlikely that it's going to fail. Okay, so this is powered on. It says 3 coal. Looks like the worn out mailbox does not have any messages. On the top here we have announcement selection. Looks like we can have 2 recorded and announce only. I wonder if any of those are the pre-recorded Digitan voice or not. Ring selection, we'll leave it on 2 for the video to save time. And the message alert on off, we'll turn it on just to see what it sounds like. That's not typically a feature I use though. Although now I suppose I could use it. In case I happen to forget to look at the answer machine when I got home. Alright, we've got a lot of buttons on here, and this is kind of where I wish we had the manual, because there are probably some features I don't know what they do. I have no idea what preview does. We have low battery, of course, because the battery's just not connected. It is the working. So we have some messages in here which I believe are safe to play on the video. I guess it only goes up to 7, but it goes down to 0. Okay, here we go. Does it just not do anything because there is no messages?
1 message. Sunday, 12 a.m.
This is a crazy arts clock.
End of messages.
It's myself. That's interesting.
1 message. Sunday, 12 a.m.
There's a spider on the camera. I hate spiders. Oh my goodness. She's getting away.
End of messages.
Well, that sounded like quite the freak show.
1 message. Sunday, 12 a.m.
Here's a contact ceiling fan. I'm going to start over again.
End of messages.
You know, that video has, I think, over 100,000 views at this point, and I have no idea why. It's just one of those mystery algorithm polls. So it looks like this might have had the advertisement, which is still present on the other handset, for quite some time. It's definitely a different color of yellowing, and you can see where the text was. Probably could even read what it says if I had a magnification. I wonder if it was like that from the glue residue, or if the sticker was actually on there for an extended period of time. This looks like it definitely saw some use over the years. It's got some signs of decent wear. You know, when it gets like that from a phone like this, that's a lot of use. You know, a cordless phone, people put it down on all sorts of different surfaces, but this is only plastic on plastic, so for that to wear down, it must have been used quite a bit, or somebody was throwing it aggressively at the cradle for some probably unnecessary reason. Alright, so I guess it just doesn't say anything if there's no message. It says PR. What's the preview?
This is a crazy arts clock.
End of messages.
What's the difference between just pushing it then?
1 message. Sunday, 12 a.m.
This is a crazy arts clock.
End of messages.
This is a crazy arts clock.
I guess it skips the
End of messages.
date and time. It's kind of a pointless feature. It's almost like the button was put there just to make it aesthetically nice. There's no voice announce on there.
Sunday, 12 a.m. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I don't like this voice as much as the other one, like the one that's on the AT&T 1818, but the pronunciation of everything on here is still very good.
Sunday, Monday,
In fact, it's excellent. I just prefer the sound of the other one.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It almost sounds like it might be a recording of a person speaking. That sounds awfully good for a synthesized voice from this time period.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. Oh,
Oh.
59, 9, 8, 7, 4, 1, 3, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Yeah, all the numbers are pronounced really good also.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
Yeah, I really think that this is a recording of somebody saying all these.
21,
And that would also potentially explain why there's not a lot of prompts for some of the other buttons.
22, 23, 24, 25, 32, 33.
Whoops. Dang it.
Wednesday, 9 p.m. 33, 32, 30, 40, 40, 41, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 50, 50, 52, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 8, 9, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 6, Wednesday, 9:06 p.m.
Hello? You reached the home of Barbara and Albert. At the sound of the beep, please leave a message and one of us will get back to you. And have a great day. You do deserve it. Talk to you later. Bye now.
What kind of a stupid greeting is that?
Hello? You reached the home of Barbara and Albert. At the sound of the beep, please leave a message and one of us will get back to you. And have a great day. You do deserve it. Talk to you later. Bye now.
Is it actually the sound of somebody's voice?
Hello? You reached the home of Barbara and Albert. At the sound of the beep, please leave a message and one of us will get back to you. And have a great day. You do deserve it. Talk to you later. Bye now.
I can't tell what she's saying. That almost sounds like a clip that somebody took and sped up. Let's check announcement B.
Hello? You reached the home of Barbara and Albert. At the sound of the beep, please leave a message and one of us will get back to you. And have a great day.
Don't
you
tell me
do
what to
deserve
do,
it.
Barb.
Talk to you later. Bye now.
I guess it doesn't have a one for announce only. Okay. You know, let's see if that comes through clearer on the through the telephone line. Maybe I can understand what she's saying. Sometimes it is clearer. We have a problem with the cord. Sometimes it is clearer playing back from a telephone versus the unit itself, which I guess must mean that the amplification circuitry in these units is just so bad that some of the quality is lost even through it. Oh, it's got an interesting ringer. That's great. Alright, so why was that different? Huh. That's confusing. So that was announcement A. Let's try announcement B.
Hello? You reached the home of Barbara and Albert. At the sound of the beep, please leave a message and one of us will get back to you. And have a great day. You do deserve it. Talk to you later. Bye now.
I still have no idea what she says. She sounds like a stinking tape being played too quick. This is announce only. I guess it just doesn't play anything. And there's our message announcement or our message alert. thing beeping away. I'm going to turn that off. It seems to play over the ringer and everything else. That's kind of annoying. Okay. We'll leave the ghost down there because that's kind of funny. And we'll record into letter B, I guess, is the one that's the annoying sounding lady. Maybe this is why the mailbox is worn out, because it's hard to push it.
End of messages. 2 messages. Wednesday, 9:08 p.m. Wednesday, 9:08 p.m. End of messages.
You know, this has actually been used so much that the texture on the button itself has worn off. Unless that was part of the cleaning process. That's pretty impressive. This was used a serious amount. It seems like we're going to have to refresh the conductive material on the back of these buttons, but it's no surprise with how many times those buttons have been pushed. I wonder if this was really filthy when it was found. I have a feeling it was. Alright, so we got to figure out how to change the volume on that ringer. I wonder how we do that. Does it just follow that? No, it doesn't seem to. Is there a dedicated switch somewhere? There is. That's a very interesting ringer. It seems to be slightly defective at the beginning. I guess I'll just have to keep it on low. Sounds better. That is a great ringtone. Very nice sounding ringtone. It's pleasant, but it's still got a lot of decent volume to it. It's not shrill like a lot of other piezo ringers are. Alright, let's see if we can record an announcement here. Does this have to be on to do anything? Bah! This is a farm!
Ah! This is a farm! Ah! This is a farm!
Woo! This is the ghost of Geest Past! Honk! A little bit of static there.
One message.
That button's not working
Wednesday,
good.
9:14 p.m.
Woo! This is the ghost of Geest Past. Hark!
End of messages.
How do we get it to go into, I'll turn this down here. I'll see if we can record into a different mailbox.
This is a... Hello? Is it recording?
Let's see if that went into mailbox 2. I pushed the number 2. Nope, it still went into mailbox number 1. Maybe you have to strike the pound key. And the manual for the other one wouldn't even talk about this because that's only a single mailbox. It doesn't have 3 with one that's worn out. Let's see if that, but I did pound 2 this time. Let's see where that saved the message. Nope, it still went into number 1.
3 messages. Wednesday, 9:14 p.m.
Woo! This is the ghost of Geest Past. Hark!
Wednesday, 9:14 p.m.
Woo! This is the ghost of Geest Past. Hark!
Wednesday, 9:15 p.m.
Is it recording?
Wednesday, 9:16 p.m.
Let's see if that, I did pound 2 this time.
End of messages.
Okay, I will call and read some sentences into the answer machine so we can get an idea of what the sound quality is like.
This is a farm.
The Harvard sentences from IEEE recommended practice for speech quality measurements. IEEE transactions on audio and electroacoustics, volume 17, issue 3, 225-246, 1969, appendix C, 1965, revised list of phonetically balanced sentences, also known as the Harvard sentences. List 1. The birch canoe slid on the smooth planks. 2. Glue the sheet to the dark blue background. 3. It's easy to tell the depth of a well. 4. These days a chicken leg is a rare dish. 5. Rice is often served in round bowls. 6. The juice of lemons makes fine punch. 7. The box was thrown beside the parked truck. 8. The hogs, this is one of my favorite ones. The hogs were fed chopped corn and garbage. What are those Chinamen sending us? 9. 4 hours of steady work faced us. 10. A large size in stockings is hard to sell. Oh, come on!
Whoa!
That's
Is
still
it
working
recording?
good.
End of messages.
What? That's Cap.
4 messages. Wednesday, 9:14 p.m.
Woo! This is the ghost.
Wednesday, 9:15 p.m.
Is it recording?
Wednesday, 9:16 p.m.
Let's see if that did.
Wednesday, 9:20 p.m.
The Harvard sentences
There it goes.
from IEEE recommended practice for speech quality measurements. IEEE transactions on audio and electroacoustics, volume 17, issue 3, 225-246, 1969, appendix C, 1965, revised list of phonetically balanced sentences, also known as the Harvard sentences. List 1. The birch canoe slid on the smooth planks. 2. Glue the sheet to the dark blue background. 3. It's easy to tell the depth of a well. 4. These days a chicken leg is a rare dish. 5. Rice is often served in round bowls. 6. The juice of lemons makes fine punch. 7. The box was thrown beside the parked truck. 8. The hogs, this is one of my favorite ones. The hogs were fed chopped corn and garbage. What are those Chinamen sending us? 9. 4 hours of steady work faced us. 10. A large size in stockings is hard to sell.
End of messages.
That quality kind of stinks. It's not even so much a quality issue, it's almost like a automatic gain control issue. There just seemed to be a lack of modulation there. But it works. Let's go over to the mains and make some outside calls. I guess this still pushes the hook switch in, even if it's like that. That's kind of a good design. I wonder if that was intentional or not. Okay, that was kind of peculiar. This is making some weird noises. Oh. All the buttons need to be refreshed on this thing pretty much.
Greetings from Jones Family Farms and Winery. This is the crop report message from March 24th through the 30th. The winery's tasting room is open under...
Oh, that's got some pretty good volume to it!
Which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Our winery's website is the best resource to learn about our wine offerings, joneswineryct.com. As an example, we are currently...
I wonder why the answer machine volume is so limited.
Wine handcrafted via the ancestral method, creating each distinctive model.
That's got a good range in the volume. What I don't like is that it sounds overloaded even at the lowest setting. It doesn't sound any more overloaded at the highest setting, which is incredibly loud. This is probably one of the loudest speakerphones I've ever heard.
Walnut Tree Hill Road, just off Route 110 in the White Hills of Shelton, Connecticut. If you're calling regarding a shipment or delivery, that is your...
It sounds distorted, but I don't think that it's the speaker that's overloading.
Available at local wine shops. Those that carry our wines are listed on the JonesWineryCT.com website. We want to thank all who visited the farm this past year to harvest the...
Well, the speaker actually sounds like it's handling that just fine, and that's like shouting volume. That is exceptional. Okay, this is the lowest volume, which is a little bit quiet.
The farm has a variety of work opportunities, from college students interested in a summer role to high school students or adults seeking a seasonal part-time work role. Our
Go up to high
application
now.
process begins online. The information updates regularly, but the various roles available for both the winery and the farm can be found via jonesfamilyfarms.com/work. You can follow us on social media.
Sounds very good. I like the audio quality of this. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Doesn't have a lot of side tone though. It does have a kind of a weird sound, like almost like a reverberation sound towards the low end, but otherwise the incoming audio is really pretty good on this thing. Very clear on the handset and kind of ridiculously loud on the speakerphone. Let's see how good the pickup is on the speakerphone. Go back to the interior line here. That's crazy. Testing this speakerphone. I think the microphone is actually down here. That's on the top, and that's on the bottom. Yeah, I can kind of hear the feedback. So the microphone is really down here. Testing this speakerphone. Blah. I gotta get a piece of something to put on here. I'll put it onto a piece of cardboard. Because I'm going to be told that the pickup is not good because it was on a piece of carpet, and that, you know, that's valid. That's certainly possible, though I have not really found that that's necessarily the case. Actually, in some phones I think it even sounds better when it's on the carpet. Anyways, so we have a fake microphone. Never understood the point of that. Just put the microphone on the top at that rate. So this is the testing of the speakerphone. I'm speaking at about half a meter from the telephone. I'm going to start going back. This is about 1 meter from the telephone. This is about 2 meters from the telephone. I would expect a speakerphone like this, a base line powered, or not line powered, AC powered speakerphone to work good like at least 2 or 3 meters away. Because there's no power limitation like there is on a cordless handset, which is battery operated. Okay, and this is now about 3 meters away from the phone, and this is about as far as I can go within this room. And it hasn't cut off yet, so perhaps it's still picking up nicely. We're going to listen to this message crooked. Well, the tripod sure looks crooked in person, but it looks okay on the preview screen. How do we use this?
1. New message. Message 1. Testing the speakerphone.
I think the microphone is actually down here. That's on the top. That's on the
told that the pickup is not good because it was on a piece of carpet. And that, that's valid. That's certainly possible, though I have not really found that that's necessarily the case. Actually, in some phones, I think it even sounds better when it's on the carpet. Anyways, so we have a fake microphone. I never understood the point of that. Just put the microphone on the top of that, right? So this is the testing of the speakerphone. I'm speaking at about half a meter from the telephone. I'm going to start going back. This is about 1 meter from the telephone. This is about 2 meters from the telephone. I would expect a speakerphone like this, a base line-powered, or not line-powered, AC-powered speakerphone to work good at least 2 or 3 meters away. Because there's no power limitation like there is in a cordless handset, which is battery operated. Okay, and this is now about 3 meters away from the phone. This is about as far as I can go in this room. And it hasn't cut off yet, so perhaps it's still picking up nicely.
End of messages.
Well, it picked up, but I certainly would not classify that as nicely. The whole time, even when I was speaking pretty close to it, there was a lack of modulation. Pretty much the same problem as with the answering machine. Yeah, I actually would say that speakerphone is unacceptable when it comes to an AC powered piece of equipment where there's really no power, size, or weight limitations. You should be able to build a better speakerphone than that. Really in quite stark contrast too to the incoming audio, which is exceptionally loud and clear. Why is the outgoing audio so poor? I would almost feel like the microphone maybe has spoiled, but I think it's a circuitry issue because the answering machine is the exact same way. Alright, now I'll record some audio from the handset. Well, how come it's not? Something's wrong here. Okay, much better. A king ruled the state in the early days. The ship was torn apart on the sharp reef. Sickness kept him home the 3rd week. The wide road shimmered in the hot sun. The lazy cow, moo, lay in the cool grass. Lift the square stone over the fence. The rope will bind the 7 books at once. Hop over the fence and plunge in. The friendly gang left the drugstore. Oh, that's lovely. Mesh wire keeps chicks inside. Call the police. The gang left the drugstore. It's on the loose.
One new message and 1 old message. Message 1.
A king ruled the state in the early days. The ship was torn apart on the sharp reef. Sickness kept him home the 3rd week. The wide road shimmered in the hot sun. The lazy cow, moo, lay in the cool grass. Lift the square stone over the fence. The rope will bind the 7 books at once. Hop over the fence and plunge in. The friendly gang left the drugstore. Oh, that's lovely. Mesh wire keeps chicks inside. Call the police. the gang left the drugstore. It's on the loose.
End of messages.
Alright, that sounded perfectly fine. There is definitely a lot of wind noise on this handset. It's a very windy handset. Almost kind of sounds like you're talking in a hurricane. But the clarity was good, the modulation was good, and that's fine. So the handset has perfectly good audio coming in and out. Speakerphone has good audio coming in, but not so much going out. And the answering machine's quality is kind of poor. You know what always baffled me is that these were sold alongside tape machines, which had beautiful analog, lifelike quality, and yet we're told these are better. I mean, the audio, you can't even, it doesn't even hold a candle to a tape machine. Did the tape machines really jam all that much? I know all the boxes for these early answering machines always say, you know, no jams, it doesn't wear out, blah, blah, blah. Was that really that big of a problem? I feel like it wasn't. I know with a single tape machine, you had the delay, you know, where it would play the greeting and it would have to spool forward in the tape to get to the next blank spot. But if you had a two tape machine, I really feel like that was the best for an answering machine. The only answering machine I know of that really sounds like a tape quality unit is the Uniden True series from the 5.8 gigahertz era, which were excellent quality telephones. I really don't know of many other Digitan answering machines that can compare even closely to a tape machine. But anyways, cool telephone, really cool ringer. It's worth using just for that ringer alone.